moves out of executive session into the special session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good evening and welcome to the October 8th, 2024 special session of the Board of Education. This is Joe Cilio, President of the Board of Education speaking. Thank you for attending in person or through Zoom. We have a call to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
That's okay.
Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do you notice that today's meeting has been served to each member of the Board of Education pursuant to the requirements of law? Tina, will you please do roll call?
Present. Present. Present.
Present.
Present. Present.
Present. Present.
May I have a motion that the Board of Education accepts the agenda for October 8th, 2024 special session as presented?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Does the board have any questions tonight on the agenda?
None.
None from the board? At this time, we're asking if any citizens have any questions or comments on the agenda or topics on the agenda at this time.
Hi, my name is Sarah Hogan. I have a 5th grader and a 7th grader at the middle school. I just wanted to come today and I thank you for the opportunity of letting me speak. I'm concerned about my 7th grader and the large class size in the middle school. My daughter has 33 students in her math class, 33 students in her science class, and 27 to 30 students in her other classes. Some rooms are pulling in wheelie desks. In the beginning of the year, students had no desks. They were leaning their binders on their laps and taking notes that way. When I spoke with Mr. Samuelson, one of the things he said was that this is a huge class, which we've been told since they started in kindergarten. They're now in 7th grade. So I really feel like the district had the opportunity to prepare for this and they missed that. 33 students is too many students. There are few factors that influence student achievement, and class size is one of them. Management of classroom depends on building relationships. Large class sizes decrease a teacher's ability to build those relationships, manage a classroom, motivate students, even just answering student questions. My daughter is told that if she has questions, she has to come to Extra Help because there are so many students in her classes. This is not acceptable in a district like Garden City. I'm a teacher. I've been teaching on Long Island in Nassau County in a nearby high school for 23 years. In 23 years, I'm not kidding, I have never had more than 24 students in my classroom. 24. That's what the other districts around us are doing. Why are we setting the bar so low here? Please consider making some immediate changes to alleviate this issue for our students. Possibly, we could offer teachers overages to take an extra class this year. Maybe we could hire people. there's no excuse for this. And I'm really disappointed that my 7th grader is going to school and is being jammed into small classrooms with one teacher and 32 other students.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Suzanne Hess. I too have a 7th grader as well. And I'm just going to piggyback. I'm not going to repeat what she said, but I'm going to piggyback on that. I too come to you as an educator as well in a local district on Long Island. I've been teaching 25 years as well. And this situation is an epidemic for Garden City, like we said, since kindergarten. And whether we do something now or not is one situation, but we need to figure this out before they get to 8th grade. This cannot continue on. This is preposterous that we have 33. In fact, in the beginning of the year, my daughter actually had to move her classroom because the classroom, her English classroom, was too small. They didn't have enough room for them. The same thing is going on with the buses as well. I noticed that there's always some changes with the buses. The buses are crowded. It's gotten a little bit better in the afternoon because now we have sports. But we have to think about their mental health as well. We're talking about middle schoolers who are going through some crazy changes right now, and they don't have a teacher face one-on-one time for them when there's 33. And I also have to tell you, I feel for the teachers. Forget about the kids at this point. I feel for the teachers that they're grading 33 plus. Actually, it's like 150 now, test papers or whatever it is. This is not how we do things in Garden City. And whether your children are in that grade or not, there's another grade coming up that's just quite as large. It's going to be the same thing all over again. We've got to be prepared for this class. We know what's happening. This is nothing new to us. We had a debacle when they were in 3rd grade where we had special area teachers and splitting the class in half. I know it was COVID, but that was a disaster because the classes were so big. I think we kind of put a Band-Aid on it last year in 6th grade because we had brought in more teachers. And then I don't know what happened with 7th grade, but 7th grade exploded. And then we were told that the teachers were super team teachers and they didn't want to be broken up. I'm not really sure. And again, this has all been talked to through Mr. Samuelson, but it's been brought to his attention. He's aware of it. But I implore you, please, to do something about this class. We know it's a big class and we understand that. We've known that. But to turn a blind eye and think that it's okay to have 33 kids in a classroom, you don't even see this in the inner city. And we are Garden City and we should do better for our children, including the sports teams. There's the same problem. We have a lot of kids trying out, and I understand we can't have everybody. We had to take the field hockey team and make 2 separate 7th grade teams. We don't have a combo team. That's great. But understand that and be prepared for it in the future and know that this is what's coming up. This is what we have. What do we need? And find the money to get the teachers, to get the materials and do what we need for our students. And I thank you for that.
I thank you both for coming forward. Appreciate the issues you've raised. I think we're aware of some of the challenges. We've had discussions around some of the issues that have been raised, teachers, the potting, additional supports, the challenges moving from 6th to 7th and kind of the different structure amongst those students. It's something we're looking to do more work on, and we can have further conversations. We just finished having some of that conversation. We need to have more of it, but we will come back to you in a future meeting and have more for everybody. But the one other thing I would say is I think there are some supports in place. It's not additional teachers in some of the classrooms, but we do have additional resources helping in some of the classrooms, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Dr. Sinar?
yes, we did. We added TAs for the English classes for 7th grade and some of 6th grade as well. But this issue with the class size is something we've been This is not something new that we've started just talking. We've been talking about it for the past couple of weeks. We're going to come back to you and giving you a more concrete plan, particularly for the future and remainder of this year. For myself, and I know also with Ms. McLaughlin and Dr. Bowman, we've been in touch with middle school much more frequently this year than ever before around this.
I just would say one of the questions we're asking and trying to figure out is bringing additional resources is, it can be helpful, but it can also be, you have new teachers trying to teach different kids, different things. And so, the question I think the board will ask of everybody is the headline number is down, but is that the sole determinant of whether these kids are going to do better or not, or whether being with teachers who are, been in the district a while, are very good at what they do, and getting them in that pod structure better than 4 new teachers who are coming in who inevitably might not be long-term employees of the district, because as those grades move along, they'll have to move out and they won't be able to move along with those kids. So, having a 1 or 2 year employee might not be the best thing. That's something, it's a question we've asked, and I'm not asking for public comment because I know Dr. Sinha is doing work on that, but that's a concern as well. I don't know if there's any other questions or comments. If not, I'm happy to hear another comment if you'd like. You can't argue now.
I just want you to keep in mind, if you would, that sometimes adding more bodies to a chaotic situation is not helpful. And maybe if we think outside the box and offer teacher overages, I mean, we do that in my school district, you would have consistency and you wouldn't have new teachers coming in. Also, from what I understand, there's my son is in 5th grade. Next year, 6th grade, they're always telling us that's a huge class too. So maybe people could come in and stay. But, if it's the teams and the consistency, then maybe we could offer overages instead. And I just don't think adding TAs to an already chaotic situation is helpful. As a teacher, I have aides in my room and stuff. I just don't know that that's the best solution.
Appreciate that. We'll, like I said, we'll be having future discussions, so we'll come back with some more details for everybody, but appreciate the comments this evening. We're through our agenda. So at this point, to make efficient use of the meeting time, we're going to go to a consent agenda, which allows one motion to approve multiple items as outlined on the agenda. If anybody wants to have an item pulled out, please make that known now. If not, the board will vote on the consent agenda as a whole agenda. Anybody wish to have any items pulled out?
No.
May I have a motion that the Board of Education approves the consent agenda, which includes personnel matter items F1 through F4.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Future Board of Education meetings is Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. Here, it's a regular session at 8:15 at the Garden City High School. If there are no further questions or comments, may I have a motion that there be no further business before the Board of Education, that the meeting be adjourned.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.